Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk to you about something pretty cool that happened to me today. And, in my last video, I talked about how I am not gifted or skilled at public speaking, and that I have no charisma, no magnetic personality whatsoever, but that I am a good writer, that I express myself well in writing, which is why I usually write down my thoughts and then read them to you. But not this time. This time I'm coming into this completely unprepared. And so you'll just have to bear with me. I think that I'm too rambly and I get off track when I do it unscripted this way. But anyway, I'll do my best for you. So this is what happened. I went to my son's soccer game yesterday. And despite the very large no dogs allowed sign that is displayed very prominently at the field, I saw a spectator, a parent, bring their dog onto the field for the duration of my son's game yesterday. And so I was livid, but I did not confront the owner because my son was there, and I know that my children get uncomfortable when I confront dog owners because in the past it hasn't always gone well, and so I don't do that anymore. I do confront them when I am alone, but yesterday I chose not to. But what I did do is I wrote to the president of the club. And I'm going to read to you what I wrote, and I will read you their response. And then there was there were a few exchanges, a few messages that were exchanged. I'm going to read these to you. I'm going to use fake names. So I'm doing this to try to inspire you to do the same. Maybe you don't have a child in soccer, but if you see a dog in a place where it's not supposed to be, you wanna write a message to the authorities, not the police, but the people. So you see what I'm saying? I'm so inept. I feel that I'm tongue-tied and I can't say what I want to say. But this is what I wrote to them. I wrote, "Hello. This is a large," start over. "Hello, there," and here I am reading. You'd think I'd get it right, but no. "There is a large, very clear, no dogs allowed sign at," what should I say? Bell Park. That's not the name of the park, by the way. "So I'd like to know why a spectator was allowed to bring her medium-sized harnessed, leashed, beige dog." Why is that so hard to say? Harnessed, leashed, beige dog onto the field for the duration of my son's game yesterday evening. Why are the rules not being enforced? I asked. I look forward to your response. The president of the club wrote back, "Hello. What should I call the club? Beaver Tail Club." It's not the name of the club. We'll call it Beaver Tail Club. "Is opposed to any dogs on field at all times. The city also enforces the rule that dogs are prohibited on the field even when there is no soccer. Board, I think she means our board members, cannot be there at all games to police and make sure people/parents are rule abiding. I know if our technical director had seen this, he would have kindly asked them to remove their dog off the field, as he is very opposed to dogs on the field. If any Beaver Tail executive had seen this, it would have been dealt with professionally as well. As we are all unpaid volunteers, we cannot be at the fields at all times, and this would be unreasonable that any Beaver Tail member would expect this. However, we would hope that people would respect and follow the no dogs allowed sign, but as we all know, not everyone follows the rules. There are always rule breakers, sadly. It is not the job of the refs nor the coaches to address any parent on the field with their dog. This is, however, the first complaint we have heard that anyone has had their dog on the field. I appreciate your concern. Unfortunately, if we do not know who the spectator is, we cannot address them specifically. I will ensure a general email goes out to all Beaver Tail members to friendly remind them that dogs are prohibited on the field. We hope that members and people, again there's that word, we hope that members and people using the fields will respect the rules. Warm regards. So I responded to that and wrote, "Hi, Jennifer," let's say. "I appreciate your response." And Jennifer is not her real name, by the way. "I appreciate your response, and I'm glad you will be sending out an email to all Beaver Tail members. This was the third time I witnessed a dog on the field during my child's games this year, and I am only at Bell Park for a short time, twice a week at most. I can imagine this occurs much more frequently and that people aren't reporting it. The first 2 times involved people walking their dogs who did not appear to know any of the children playing. I saw one of these dogs defecate on the field. Last night was the first time I saw a parent bring their dog to a game. I could not believe my eyes and wondered why no one appeared to have a problem with this. I thought about approaching her, but did not feel it was my responsibility to do so. In my experience, dog owners who break the rules often become aggressive when confronted. Sometimes they ignore you. Other times they snicker with a "who are you to tell me what to do" attitude. I think only a person with some authority should approach them. In this case, someone connected to the club. However, I understand Beaver Tail executives cannot be at the field at all times. Unfortunately, I do not know who the woman was. And then I quoted her. "It is not the job of the refs nor the coaches to address any parent on the field with their dog." End quote. Perhaps it should be? We can hope dog owners will follow the rules, but the fact is they don't. Hoping will get us nowhere. We need to take action against these entitled dog owners. Otherwise, they will continue to break the rules. It is unacceptable that our children are playing soccer in a gigantic dog toilet. Dog feces spreads disease. Virtually all dogs are infested with worms to some degree and show no symptoms of disease, even those that are dewormed regularly. They shed parasitic eggs in their stool, which are left behind even when the poop is picked up. There are always traces left behind. These parasitic eggs remain viable for weeks or even months in the environment. They can sicken our children and even cause blindness. Leptospirosis is a serious bacterial infection our children can acquire through contact with dog urine or soil contaminated with dog urine. It is my hope that the coaches and refs will be given the task of confronting dog owners who break the rules. And in my opinion, there is no need to be kind about it either. Thanks again. So she wrote back. And she wrote, "Thank you for your concern. It takes many hours cleaning dog feces before the season starts to clean up the fields, because many people do abuse the rule to have no dogs on the fields off Beaver Tail hours. My brother continually goes during the day to get people off for me, as I have requested he do so. I am also going to request during the day for the city to come monitor the fields more often than they have. I will bring it to our ref coordinator's attention to see if we can get the referees to address this issue if they see a dog on the field, on the sideline, or for the ref to bring it to the director's attention. I agree dog feces spreads disease and it is unsanitary for those who use the field. Again, I appreciate you letting me know about this. I am surprised our technical director didn't see this, as I know he would put them in their place. Please, if you see them again, please let Billy, I'll say, the technical director know, as he is on the field at all times, and will make sure they remove their dog off the field. Have a great weekend. So I wrote her back, and I wrote, thank you. I will be happy to let Billy know. However, I don't know what he looks like. Could you please provide me with a means of contacting him? I am very glad to know that you will be contacting the city and that you plan to bring this to the ref coordinator's attention. I do hope an email will be sent out to all Beaver Tail members as well. I really appreciate your willingness to address this problem. And she did write and sent out an email to all club members, and she made it very clear. Friendly reminder, there are no dogs, in all caps, allowed on the fields during any soccer games or on the Bell Park fields at any time. Please respect the no dogs allowed rule. And blah, 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 blah. Now, it remains to be seen how effective this will be. But I can tell you that that large, prominent no dogs allowed sign was put up because of yours truly, me. A few years ago, when I noticed that the dogs on the field was a big problem, I complained to the club, and shortly after I complained, this new sign went up. It's a very visible sign. People are still ignoring the rules, but if one person, and that was me, was able to get a sign up, and now it looks as if, again, just one person, me, is able to have the referees be given the task of confronting dog owners and to have the city come by and check on the fields more often than they are, then just imagine what many people could accomplish. If just one person has the power to do what I've done, imagine if 10 or 20 or 50 people were writing emails to this president of the club. So if you see a dog owner at a park, a national park, or at a beach or a nature preserve, a bird sanctuary, wherever there's a dog where you think that dog should not be, then you need to voice that. You need to speak up and say something to someone who is in a position of authority. You need to write a letter. You need to complain. It helps if you back up your complaint with some facts, like I did about the parasitic worms and so forth, and the infections that these dogs can transmit to us. If you need help composing a message, let us know in the comments. I will be happy to help you. Feel free to use my words if you want. You don't have to quote me, but or just use them for inspiration. But I really feel that the time has come for each and every one of us to act. It's nice to sit behind a screen and listen to people that share your views, validate your feelings, and provide a space where you can meet like-minded people, or just to read others' experiences and relate to them. And that's all great, but it's not going to change things. We need to change minds. We need to change laws. And we can only do that by raising awareness and putting pressure on those people who are in a position to enforce the rules or to create the laws. So I'm going to end this video now because I feel like I could just go on rambling for hours. And I'm really tired. I need to go to bed. Thanks for listening, everybody. Write those letters. Get out there and complain. The future is dog-free.